Hey, what's up, y'all? You were listening to your Mental Matters podcast. I'm your girl, Mo. And for those of you watching, thank you for tuning in. We are back with another episode. And I have a very special guest today. My boo, my girl, my friend, um, Nikki. I call her Nikki, but Nicole Belgrave is her name. And I want to have you introduce yourself to the people, let them know who you are, what you do.
hmm
Um, but yeah, I appreciate you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Boo, for having me.
Of course.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Nicole Belgrave, and I'm a licensed mental health counselor in New York. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about all things
Mm-hmm.
to happen today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, I mean it's Women's Month and
Yeah.
um you being a black female therapist,
hmm
I think is definitely something worth being just highlighted and celebrated and appreciated. I mean, we do it with each other. I feel
Yeah.
like
We need
separately,
to.
right.
Yeah.
We do it off camera, but I think like just doing it, more openly in the forefront, I think
hmm
is important because um there's not a lot of us, right? In the
Definitely not.
field.
hmm
I think you're definitely like, paving the way and like just I feel like it's history being made when it's another black woman in the field
Right.
doing what you do and all of, what comes with
Yeah.
it. So
Shout out to us making history.
period.
Yes.
And yeah, and so how well normally I like to start off the pod with like a mental health check-in.
hmm
Before I get into kind of like I just want this episode really I want to just utilize to kind of like allow the audience to get to know you
hmm
as a person, not just as a therapist, right? Because I think like a lot of times therapists
Yeah.
kind of just get like boxed into this therapist,
For sure.
you
But
know.
we're here to kind of like debunk that theory
Mhm.
that therapists are robots
Yeah.
because we're not.
Right. Like we're humans, you
Definitely.
know.
We feel
Mhm.
the same way we tell y'all to feel.
Yeah, and got personalities.
Yeah.
We're not just
Personalities are real.
yep. Yeah, so I definitely yeah, let's start with the check-in first.
hmm
How are you feeling? How are you doing mentally
hmm
today and this week? How has this week been for you?
This week has been interesting.
Mhm.
It definitely had its moments of kind of like regrounding, getting back into the workflow of being in person and
Yeah.
then balancing my clients in my private practice. So
Mhm.
it was a lot of balancing. And I would say that I feel really good today. I do
Good.
feel like I was able to find most of that balance
Mhm.
this week and I rested.
Good.
Yeah, it wasn't a turn up Friday. It was a sleep on your couch type Friday.
Love that.
So that kind of reset me
Mhm.
for us losing an hour
Mhm.
and just getting back into this work week. I'm kind of feeling excited.
Definitely.
Let's see if it lasts till tomorrow.
For sure. We start that Monday off fresh.
Yeah.
Um and so that's good. I'm glad to hear. And I guess I could do my check-in too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling I feel good today. I think this this week has been interesting. Like the past 2 weeks I've been kind of out of it.
Mm.
But I think today I feel slightly better. But yeah, I guess out of it has been just kind of just feeling like low key like in a rut. Like I'm like I don't know what it like I couldn't put my finger on what it
Mm-hmm.
was that I was feeling, but I just wasn't my normal uppity self.
Mm-hmm.
Um like I wasn't really in the mood to talk to anybody this week, but then once the weekend came around, I was like, oh, I kind of want to go out. I kind of want to be around people. I want to do stuff. So I think I'm feeling better. Today I definitely feel good. I'm, happy to be here.
Yeah.
So,
I'm happy
um
that you're out the rut, able to
yes.
come outside, but also wonder like what did you do for you as you were navigating through
Mm. Not you interviewing me.
it.
You know what? What did I do for me? I think I got a kitten. I'm gonna say that. I got
Yes.
a kitten and that was for me,
Mm-hmm.
but you know,
Yeah.
it came with some other things that like I didn't expect. Like I think I guess like honestly, I feel like I wanted a kitten because I work from home now, and we were
Mhm.
talking about this off
Mhm.
camera. I work from home now, and sometimes I get lonely. Like I'm in my house Monday through Friday alone
Mhm.
for the whole day, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I want a little companion or whatever. I'm single.
Mhm.
I'm like, I think I want a kitten, and I had a kitten before. Rest in peace, Chi. My kitten passed
Yeah.
away like a few years back, so I was like, I think I want another one. I think I'm ready for another one, right? And so I kind of did that for me this week. It kind of the timing of it all was interesting because
Mhm.
like somebody that I know, they do like the litter for this
Mhm.
lady like who has a cat and she's always having babies. And so she just hit me up this week and was like, "Hey, like the mother had kids again. Like, do you want a kitten?" And I was like, "You know what? I think I do." And I got it. And literally I got the kitten yesterday and it's like it lifted my mood. I feel like that was part of the reason why my mood lifted
Mhm.
because I was just so happy. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
That's so
we
cute
gonna
and
take care of you.
cuddly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
Thank you, girl. Yeah, um so yeah, let's get into some of these questions, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get to know Nikki today. Um and so yeah, let's the first one. And this shout out to the Sanctuary app. For those of you who don't know about it, you should download it.
Mhm.
I actually found out about the Sanctuary app recently. It was an app created by this lady from London. I'm gonna have all the information in the bio so you guys can like look it up. But this lady, she's the founder and creator of the app. And she created the app after she was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, and she kind of created an app. It's like where mental health meets spirituality, right? So
Mhm.
like a lot of the questions on this app really are for like people, peers, friends, partners, to be able to kind of like ask each other these questions to get deeper, to understand or figure out more like what's going on underneath the surface instead of like surface level questions. So when I discovered this app, I was like, oh, this is perfect and I want to use it here.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I'm gonna go through some of these questions, with
Okay.
you. And these are some of the questions, but I kind of put my little spin on it. So they
Okay.
aren't like verbatim the questions on the app, but
Okay.
I got the inspiration from the app. So yeah, the first question is, um, was there a time when you experienced depression and or anxiety? And if so, how did you cope during that time period?
Mm. Okay, we're getting straight
We
into
getting
it.
straight to it.
Yeah.
No chaser.
And yes, we'll keep it real. Like, yes, as a therapist, it's interesting. In the beginning of that journey,
Mhm.
I felt like we kind of all diagnosed ourselves with everything.
Mhm.
But the reality is, after kind of learning more about it, we start to notice that like we've been dealing with some of these feelings from way before.
Yeah.
And I know myself, like I am someone who grew up with anxiety.
Mhm.
I was the type of person where my stomach would hurt where like no matter what, if
Mm.
I'm nervous about something, if I have a project, if I have to talk in front of people, like
Yeah.
my stomach is going to hurt.
Yeah.
So I would say I've definitely experienced some anxiety, especially with navigating through transitions, like starting my private practice or even like working where I work,
Yeah.
navigating through just like the time change
Mhm.
and finding that balance.
Yeah.
How did I get through it? One thing that I picked up a while back when I first started grad school was journaling.
Mhm.
I remember kind of just like feeling overwhelmed and tapping into like the law of attraction
Mhm.
and being more open about how I feel. And my mom actually suggested one day, like, why don't you write down 3 things you're grateful for
Mm.
each day, like when you're feeling anxious?
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, let's start like that. And then I got into just journaling every day.
Yeah.
So when I find myself feeling overwhelmed or like feeling like work is too much,
Mhm.
sometimes I pause
Yeah.
and either write in my calendar because kind of organizing my thoughts like that helped me,
Mhm.
or just writing out a journal.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
That sounds like everything for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Journaling is super helpful. Um and I love that. I think at one point I used to journal heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, eventually I kind of transitioned into something else, but it was definitely beneficial at the
Yeah.
time. So I think that's dope. Yeah, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, the next one is, how has social media impacted your mental health and well-being?
Ooh,
Mm-hmm. We could
yeah,
talk about
we're
social.
really diving in. But I would say I do feel like social media does have an impact
Yeah.
on you, and I am somebody who navigates through finding that balance again, but also taking breaks. Like
Yeah.
breaks are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do find this like connection or attachment, and I'm not gonna lie, social media is dope. Like
Yeah.
it's a great network. You get to meet so many different people, and you get to kind of like follow so many different things, and especially when you can't sleep at night, you're
Yeah.
like scrolling and you're coming into contact with like so many things you can tap
Mm-hmm.
into, and perfect place to find out about new soca music, soca
Mm-hmm.
fets, and all that. But I do feel like it can take a toll.
Yeah.
Me personally, I am trying to figure out how to make it work without feeling like I'm losing myself. Because,
Yeah.
as I'm like running my therapy page, shout
Mm-hmm.
out Ginger Ale won't
Come
fix
on.
this.
Yeah. Show us up.
Just like it sometimes gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
And sometimes I find myself taking a break from my therapy page as
Yeah.
I'm taking a break from my personal page.
Mm-hmm.
So just being more mindful with it and making social media work for you, not working for social media, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like just curating your page so you're not having to go through this like comparison, like
That
if
part.
you're not in the same space on your journey as you are with somebody else, like making sure you're aware that everybody's journey is different.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I second that 100%. I think it's definitely, it can be a balancing act,
Mhm.
but sometimes if people, when they get into the rhythm and the groove of it and they get to a place where, okay, they find that balance, it's still okay to take a break,
Yeah.
And I think that it's good to like just remind people about that, especially like influencers or content creators, people who have pages that they're trying to, reach the masses with, and,
Mhm.
bring awareness to, whatever it is, because yeah, like similar, there's times where I am tired, I am fatigued, and I'm still like, I have to contemplate whether I'm going to choose to honor how I'm feeling, or put this post out for the people. And
Mhm.
so it's that, it's important to be able to like tap into, like, because at the end of the day, like, you're the brand, you're the creator of it. So if you're not feeling good, you're not feeling good, and that's okay. So I
Mhm.
think like just get into that place where, it is a balancing act, but then reminding yourself that it's okay to like fall back from it, because it'll still
Yeah.
be there.
Yes.
It'll still be there, and
It'll
people will
still
still.
be there.
Mm-hmm. If
Yes,
it's
Mo dropping gems.
it'll still be there for sure.
Mhm.
um and so yeah, um what makes a place feel like home for you?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel what makes a place feel like home. I think it's the the sense of comfort,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like finding what around me or within me brings me comfort.
Yeah.
So feeling like home isn't just where you live, home is literally within you. Like you can be home even if you're not at home.
Yeah.
And that goes with like kind of looking within and really asking yourself like what are your needs and what are you doing to meet those needs. So
Mm.
I think when I feel comfort, whether I'm comforting myself or if I'm getting like external comfort via like um physical touch, like with a blanket, or like acts of service, like
Mm-hmm.
making myself a cup of tea, that is reminding myself that I have control
Yeah.
over the comfort that I'm seeking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what
I love that.
makes me feel at home.
I really love that.
Yeah.
Like, home is within.
Yeah.
That's
You
such a
made me think for real.
yeah, that's a concept I feel like people don't
Yeah.
people don't like grasp on enough, because I think even when people move, right, and travel like
Mm-hmm.
cross country and stuff, people maybe might look for
Right.
like something that reminds them of home.
Right.
But then the thought that like, no, you're home already within
Mm-hmm.
your person, within your being is powerful.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. You know what it also sounds like? Really tapping into that mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we talk about it, but we kind of ask ourselves, are we really practicing it?
Yeah.
You know, just being mindful of like where our thoughts are going.
Yeah.
And also, it allows you to be aware of what's going on around you and within you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Fire. We gonna snap to that. I'm snapping.
Snap, snap,
Okay.
snap.
Yeah. Um. Okay. And what activities restore your soul or bring you joy?
Ooh,
Mm.
soca, like dancing.
Yes.
It's always the soca for me.
Come on.
And yeah, let's really talk about it. Because you know, as therapists, we're not robots,
Mm-hmm.
and I love a good time. So I definitely just came back from Carnival,
Love it.
and I had the time of my life.
Love it.
I'm really in this seat contemplating, am I gonna go to another one this year? But I do feel like there's a song like Soca gives me powers.
Yeah.
I truly believe in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just, not only is it a part of my culture, but it really brings me joy and happiness. So just being able to move, like dancing,
Right.
that really restores me. And that kind of taps into like working out, like being able to just like release those endorphins.
Yep.
Whether it's in the gym or whether it's like literally just dancing in my house. Like that truly, truly, truly restores me.
I love that.
And I'm wondering if there's anything else, because that's the first thing that came to mind. So I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that answer. And I think that's definitely like true to you. I was so mad. I
I
wanted to be in Trinidad with you real bad. I was like, first of all,
we out to the next one.
we are.
I got you.
For
Yo.
sure. For sure.
It was a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I love that. And yeah, you know what? I'm over here thinking, I'm like, what restores my soul and brings me joy? I feel like my answer is kind of like very simple and basic, but I be sleep is like so restorative for me. I feel like if I get a good night's sleep, which I have been lately, like that's something that's like is a must for me. Like if I don't get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, I'm a different person. So like
you get 7 to 8 hours?
I do. Consistently. Consistently now. Like if I
yeah, you're gonna have to like give me some tips or something, because these 5 a.m. workout like wake ups.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know what, now that I'm like I'm so grateful to be working from home.
Yeah.
Even more so now, I've been able to kind of set my schedule to where I definitely get that. And then kind of just making sure like I'm eating balanced as well, because I think for a while I just was eating all times, and I think that was also affecting the way that I guess my body was like, everything is connected. Like I feel like me getting a good night's sleep and stuff like that, it was for a long time I wasn't. So I think me trying to figure out like what can I do to ensure that like I go to sleep at a timely fashion, unless it's the weekend and I go out, then that's different. But like during the week, like during my work week, how can I ensure that I get like a good amount of sleep? And then I had to change some things, like okay, like eating later and like so I think like just having more balance in like my diet and getting good sleep is restorative for me, for my energy, I think, and then essentially like my soul too, because I feel like once I feel better like physically, it does something internally for me as well.
It's like you're making sure your cup is filled. Like, you're making sure you're good before showing up for anything else.
It's a must.
Yeah.
It's a must. And it changes everything, the way that I like interact with the people, the way that I'm interacting with clients. Like, because the clients may not even know, but the way that I feel even interacting with them is different. Like I'm excited and I'm happy I'm more attentive. I'm not like yawning. I'm not like drained.
And it sometimes becomes part of that interaction. It's like one of the factors that
definitely
comes into play.
Yep. Absolutely. And yeah, another question. Where in your body do you normally feel tension or fatigue?
Hmm.
If you do. If
Mhm.
you ever do. I thought this was an interesting question.
Mhm. I would definitely say tension or fatigue.
Mhm.
I feel it in my head a lot.
Mm.
Um so lately, prior to me feeling really good
Yeah.
this week or this weekend,
Mhm.
I was thinking a lot, like
Yeah.
overthinking to the point where my head was hurting.
Mm.
So I noticed that with me now, and I could be indecisive sometimes.
Mhm.
So I find that when it's time to make a decision, I'm like,
Yeah.
trying to think of all possible outcomes and
Yeah.
like almost thinking like worst case scenario. So when I feel my head start to hurt,
Mhm.
I have to pause.
Yeah.
I
That's when you
have to,
know.
yeah, like literally close my eyes for a little or start journaling,
Mhm.
start doing something else. And then I do feel it kind of go away, like, sip a cup of tea or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I try not to have to take like painkillers or anything like that,
Right.
especially if it's like self inflicting. Like I'm overthinking it,
Mhm.
it's on me. And it's a
Yep.
reminder that I do have some control.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And I was thinking while you were just
Mm-hmm.
saying that. I'm like, where do I normally feel it? I feel like I guess for me it might be my chest. Like
Mm.
at times when I'm like if I'm like what is it, tension? Like the tension will
Mm-hmm.
manifest either in my chest or in my like abdominal area. Like either I can like just maybe getting like shortness of breath, because that's like if I'm tense, the tension can lead to like feeling anxious, right?
Yes.
And so then the anxiousness can manifest in just me like having shortness of breath because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like like everything's a
Right.
whirlwind, right? And now I can't catch my breath. Or it'll manifest in my abdominal area with cramps, which is really interesting. Like, and I think
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned that too, like for if you're
Mm-hmm.
nervous or anxious, you
Yeah.
get stomach aches. For me, like it'll manifest in like cramps. And I think
Ooh.
like I started being more because I just recently started becoming more in tune with my body. Because I feel like sometimes I feel like as women we're not as in tune with like things that are going on with our bodies. At least for me, I could say that for myself. For a long time, I wasn't super in touch with like just on like a biological chemical standpoint, like I'm just like, yeah, I'm a female. I'm a woman, and I do all of these things, but tapping in more to like what's going on with my physical body and like how is that connected to the mental and it manifesting. Like I started getting really in tune, and I realized like I be getting cramps sometimes when I'm like tense,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that's crazy.
Right.
Like trying to figure out like where the connection comes in,
Right. Like, what is your body trying to tell you in
right?
that moment?
Like yeah. And I think it's just, there's a lot of nerves in the stomach.
For sure.
And then, so it's like, yeah, it's connected. It's probably connect. Whatever's going on mentally is affecting
Mm-hmm.
my gut. And I got to
Mm-hmm. Oh,
relax.
yup.
Yeah. So I think it's just, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
interesting for me. And it's something good to know so that when it does come up, like you were saying, when you
Yeah.
do feel like the headache coming on, you do something to kind of, and if it's self inflicting, like, I'm like, I got to take a nap or I got to go
Yeah.
for a walk or drink some
Right.
water, stuff like that. So,
Doing the things that's in your control.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so for the next one, what is one thing you are anticipating, hopeful for, or currently anxious about?
Um, ooh, very on theme. I feel like what I'm currently anticipating, extremely excited, but also a little anxious about is my upcoming birthday.
Yes.
Because I do feel like it's kind of like a marker of things changing.
Mm.
Even though we kind of wake up the next day and we're basically the same person, but we're growing each and every day
Yeah.
within ourselves or with what we're doing. So I just feel like um anticipating a lot of things changing
Yeah.
with that upcoming birthday coming up, and it's like a chance for reflection.
Mm.
Just seeing like being able to celebrate how far I've come instead of like telling myself I didn't make it far enough, like making sure that I'm celebrating myself
Yeah.
for being here and, trying to reframe that anxiety that's
Mm-hmm.
coming up for like basically not knowing what to do when
Yeah.
that time comes. So I think that's something that's been on me and that actually has been making me overthink a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess it's like good anxiety. I guess
Yeah.
anxiety can be a little bit good if it's like you're excited for something good coming up.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of makes it exciting to like start planning.
yeah.
Not only just planning what I want to do, but just like planning what's the next step,
Mm-hmm.
like career wise, or what's the next step with, like you were saying, finding that balance
Yeah.
with making sure we get enough sleep because
Yes.
we getting older, so we need more sleep.
We do. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? This is too much for me.
Right.
This is crazy. Cause I'm really starting to feel I'm like, this can't be.
Right.
This can't
Now my
be.
legs cramping and I need a banana or something.
Seriously.
Yeah.
This is nuts. But we here though. We
We outside still.
right. We figuring it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, I like this one. How would you describe yourself to a stranger? Someone meeting you for the first time.
Ooh, what would I say?
Yeah.
Usually I'm like, hi, I'm shy.
You're shy?
Yes,
Mm.
I'm extremely shy. Which is so funny because people are like, how you talk to people all day, every day, and you shy?
Yeah.
Because I am.
I feel like you can be shy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I'm not quiet, you can't stop me
Yeah,
talking, But how would I describe myself? I'll say like, you know,
maybe like 3 things.
3 things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm energetic. Um, I'm passionate,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say free spirited.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do enjoy the random things
Mm-hmm.
that you can possibly do,
Mhm.
like a random New York City night
Yeah.
turning into a walk across the bridge or
Love it.
something. Like
Yeah.
I love looking at the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Like this week the full moon was gorgeous.
Wow, I didn't see it.
Yeah, oh man, it was gorgeous. And I think it was a full moon in Virgo.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I'm
Ooh.
into those things. I'm into like looking at the stars
Mm-hmm.
and like seeing, I know we can't see some of the planets with our plain eye, but
Yeah.
like just like being able to look at them, like I
Yeah.
like things like that. So I think I would also tell a stranger that, like, did you see the moon last night? I would
Okay.
probably ask them that. But yeah,
I like
I
that.
think that's me.
Okay. Cool. I'm like trying to think, what would I tell a stranger? I don't know. I probably wouldn't tell a stranger anything. I'd be
It'd be
like,
like
don't.
stranger danger.
Yeah, I'd be like, what? But you know what? No, I probably would because I talk to strangers sometimes.
Mhm.
And I'm like, maybe I would tell them I am, nope, this is taking too much thinking. I'm gonna need more time. I think I like the fact that you were able to say those 3 things on
Mhm.
like, because you know that. I'm not sure what I would say to a stranger. It depends on the stranger. I think because some strangers are cool as hell,
Mhm.
and then some strangers be like,
They be trying you.
there's nothing else to talk about.
Mhm.
There's nothing to say here,
Yeah.
So, but maybe that's I don't know. I don't know. We gonna move on. Okay. Okay. Who or what are you grateful for right now?
Oh, I am grateful for my family.
Mhm.
Like, I truly love them. I love and I appreciate the path that they paved,
Yeah.
Coming from the Caribbean and setting up shop, basically, like working so hard so they can afford to provide or like,
Yeah.
have like a space for me, and also continuously giving back to their family.
Yeah.
And have being an only child, like it can feel like a lot sometimes. Like they always coming to you about something. They have nobody else to pay attention to, so everything is on you. So if your grade's not good, if you did something, like not take out the trash or something, it's
Mm-hmm.
on you. But also it's like I appreciate the foundation.
Mm.
They're, they have their moral code,
Yeah.
and I was able to kind of figure out my own moral code from
Yeah.
what they showed me, and just like having the advantage of growing up out here,
Yeah.
but also having the advantage of the I guess like culture
Mm-hmm.
that comes from the Caribbean as well. It's like living the best of both worlds in a
Yeah.
way. So I am genuinely grateful for my family.
Love that. I love that. And where in the Caribbean are your family from?
Yeah, so my mom, she was born in Anguilla,
Mm.
but raised in St. Kitts.
Love that.
So it's like both islands, and my dad born and raised in Barbados.
Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nikki be in them feds wildin'. Nikki be wildin' in them feds. I love it though.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
We
trying to
be
think
outside.
for sure.
Yeah.
All
For the
summer.
culture.
All
For the culture.
summer. I'm ready for summer.
Yeah, all summer.
Yeah.
All summer. All summer. It's gonna be a great summer.
Yeah.
We celebrating a lot.
No, for sure. We have a lot to celebrate.
Yes, we
Mhm.
do.
Yeah. Yep. And trying to think what I'm grateful for right now.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for a lot. But I guess what I can say is I'm grateful for um wow. There's so many things. So I'm trying to pick like one. Um who says who or what? I guess I'll say who. I'm grateful for my mom, even though like me and my mom have been like we've had like a roller coaster of emotions this past like week, which we were talking about before.
Yeah.
But I'm still grateful for her because at the end of the day, like it's been me and my mom since day one. Like
Right.
been me and her since day one, and I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for her example and for all of what she's instilled in me, and just kind of just watching how she moves and seeing her heart and stuff like that. So I
Right.
think like I'm definitely grateful for her. um and yeah, that's really it.
Yes, that's love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even though she be giving me a headache, but we move. um what are some causes you feel passionate about?
I feel passionate about the mental health cause.
Mm-hmm.
Just like embracing the fact that a couple of years ago we did not talk about mental health.
No.
Growing up in a Korean household, we did not talk about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
But we can now say like today we have like the mental health awareness.
Yeah.
Whether it's a week, a month, shouting out. I think this is Social Workers Month.
Yeah.
Social Work Appreciation Month.
Sure
we
is.
have moments like that, like just embracing the fact that we are able to really talk about Black mental health
Yeah.
and wellness.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a cause that I'm like really passionate about.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I second that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm passionate about mental health, of course. Also, I think just like anything women related.
Period.
Yeah, it's Women's Month. So
Yes, shout out to the women this month.
big purr. Yeah.
No, shout out to the women every month.
Every month, really. Every
Yeah.
month, every day.
Every day, every
is Women's-
second. Because we bring life, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hold it down.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. I feel like I can't keep up with all of the causes that are out there,
yeah.
but I do think like anything mental health related, anything women related, anything Black related, those are things that I'm like in full support of. However, I can like
we rooting for everything Black.
that's it. Yep, Black owned businesses, small businesses, startups, whatever. Women kind of just accelerating and progressing and yeah, and then just mental health, just kind of trying to just take this thing as far as we can until there is like, and to say like there will be no more stigma ever is like hard to say, but
yeah,
until
for sure.
until we just get to a place where like the majority is like on board
Right.
with it. I feel like we're
Right.
there. We're there now. Like
Yeah.
we're kind of like, like it's been like a solid few years of like,
For sure.
but I
Right.
think like there's still some areas where, you know, the stigma's still there and it's like
Yeah. It's there.
strong.
It's strong,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of like stigmas stuck in their ways
Yep.
almost, and change is scary.
Yes.
So it explains a lot why we kind of like stick to what we know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like as the field expands, or just like as we as individuals expand,
Mm-hmm.
when there's a stigma, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Because the more we talk about it, the more attention
Yeah.
is brought to it, or the more
Mm-hmm.
conversation is had and perspectives are shared. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. And is there a relationship that you hope to spend more time nurturing? A relationship in your life?
mm, I think there's a couple.
Mm-hmm.
um a couple of relationships that I would love to nurture. So I think I'm gonna pick like a couple.
Mm-hmm.
um I think I'm gonna start with a relationship with myself.
Yeah.
you know
Oh, we love that.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
we gotta work on the self-talk and
Mm-hmm.
checking ourselves when needed, not coddling ourselves,
Right.
comforting,
Mm-hmm.
but also um pushing ourselves when we know we're holding ourselves back.
Yeah.
And I start with the relationship with myself because I do feel like it has a huge impact on my other relationships.
Yeah.
Like, wanted to make sure that the relationship with my parents is being nurtured,
Yeah.
right? So I live near them, but not with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that also has a toll in a way where it's like I went from seeing them every day to
Mm-hmm.
like, you home?
Yeah.
Like not really getting to like have those sit down dinners every night anymore, but still making time for that.
Yeah.
Um and it also goes into the relationships with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my girls and my guys,
Mm-hmm.
um wanting to be outside but also knowing when we got to be inside.
Mm.
And just shout out to everybody for understanding
Yeah.
when I do get in my ruts and I'm like
Mm-hmm.
hiding
Yeah.
and just like needing to kind of get everything in order so I can show up.
Yeah.
So it starts with myself.
Definitely.
And like I definitely want to continue embracing and nurturing my
Mm-hmm.
relationships that way.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. And just to add on to like I was just having this conversation with one of my friends, Ashley. Shout out to Ash.
Mm.
Ash Cash. We were just having this conversation the other day and I was saying like I think I want to like be a better friend. And we were
Yes.
talking about this because like me and her were both were talking about like we just experienced like I guess like friendship trauma. So like I
Mhm.
think like she said more so when she was younger growing up, and I think similar for me too growing up
Mhm.
in younger years. And so that basically we both kind of agreed like some I feel like at times I can be guarded in friendship
Yeah.
and not even realize it. And it's like subconscious, but then I realize maybe I'll realize it later like oh yeah, I was guarded there and I know where it comes from,
Mhm.
right? And so like and we were both talking about it like yeah, we want to work on just being better friends just overall, like
Yeah.
and I could definitely say that for me like
Mhm.
I think I want to because if you're guarded then you can't really like get to the depth
Right.
and the realness of like a real friendship
Right.
and relationship. So I think like for me I think yeah, all of my friendships like
Mhm.
all of my individual friendships I want to like just show up like
Yeah.
better. And I
Yeah.
think I can show up better by like kind of like letting the guard down,
Yeah.
even the guard that I don't even know like I don't even sometimes know where I'm guarded at,
Right.
but I just know that it's there.
Right. It's
Mm-hmm.
like this self-defense, and we got
Yeah.
to ask ourselves like what are we being defensive towards,
Right.
but what you shared, that definitely resonates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like going back to back in the day, some of those themes from those friendships, they
Yeah.
follow us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just like asking ourselves like, is it me? Am I
Yeah.
the drama? you
Right.
know
Right.
so yeah, like just taking a moment to kind of like tap in and um start with being real with ourselves first.
Yeah.
So we are aware, even when we're not aware, of when
Mm-hmm.
that guard is up.
Yeah.
Once we're real with ourselves, like we have this confidence where we can, you know, talk about how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely can share like that, I guess, like self-doubt in a way where
Mm-hmm.
we're fearful of sharing how we feel because we
Mm.
don't want to be in a position where we're being gaslit by
Mm.
your friend,
Mm.
so
That's crazy. That's crazy as hell. That'll be like, you know what? I'm never sharing with you again. I'm
right,
scared.
like exactly, like we're shut all the way down, like
Yeah.
what are you telling me how I feel?
Yes.
But in reality
Mhm.
it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. It's definitely happened to me. And now that you say that, I'm like, ooh, I definitely been gaslit by a friend. They probably didn't know they
Triggered.
was gaslighting me though, but I knew it
Yeah.
because we're in the
Because,
field that
yeah,
we're
we're like,
in.
"Oop, that's a red flag."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And it's those are the things where it's like, and the thing is like, um, it's weird because it's like, I guess, and just back to that point of like, what am I trying to say? Back to the point of kind of like sometimes it's like being guarded when there's no reason to, right? Like
Mhm.
if like you're in a friendship and it's like the friend hasn't done anything to you for you to
Right.
be this, you know, protective or defensive over,
Right.
then it's like, okay, so why is the guard up, right? And I think
Mhm.
like there are times and there are moments where something may happen, like a friend gaslighting you, and maybe they don't
Mhm.
realize they're gaslighting you. You realize you're being gaslit, you feel away, and then you express it, and then like I've had that happen to me several times where I've expressed things and then it just, from me just sharing how I felt, it turned into like a conundrum. And so I
Yeah.
think then because I was already guarded, it was just very easy for me to just fall back from it and be like,
Mhm.
I
Like,
knew this was gonna happen.
right. Ooh.
Right.
Well,
And that's
you
like
see
not
the
help.
future.
Right. And it's like, well, how can we move past this? Right. Like I
Mhm.
think I just wanna work on like, and I think I've grown in that area for the most part, like in certain, like just in romantic relationship, I'll be like, okay, we let the chips fall where they may. We try, we hope for the best, but let the chips fall where they may, and don't like stress over it. And I think I'm getting there just in all areas. Like, you can do your best and you can try to show up as your best, but if it doesn't pan out the way you expected, then
Yeah.
you can walk away from it, at least knowing that you gave it your all. And sometimes I'm like, do I
Exactly.
give it my all in friendship? That's the only time I question, like, if am
Mhm.
I actually showing up as like my full self in this friendship, or am I coming in like maybe
Mhm.
70%,
Mhm.
and the 30% there's doubt that like
Right.
this will, like
I hear
end
you.
well.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I just want to kind of cast aside that 30% and like just show up and
Be you.
be me.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Oh, that was a good one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
deep. Okay.
Right. Okay. And I think we might have just like one or two more.
Okay.
Um
This is fun.
yeah, I like these questions. Shout out to the Sanctuary app.
Yes. Period.
And I'm definitely gonna put all her info in there because these were definitely good.
For
This is
sure.
my first time using them too, so.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one. What has your internal dialogue been like recently to yourself?
Mm. What has my internal dialogue been like?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm gonna be real.
Mm-hmm.
My internal dialogue has been a lot of reframing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so like one thing that's coming up is you are deserving.
Mm.
Reminding myself like you got this.
Yeah.
Like really asking myself where are these doubts coming from?
Right.
And yes, things have happened and it's like ingrained in our brain, but we still have space to change how we feel about them
Definitely.
or change how we think about them.
Yep.
So, definitely lately, and I can say this week has been a lot of you are deserving
Mm.
and you deserve the most. You deserve a lot,
I love that for
you
you.
know. But it's also like I really have to check in with my inner dialogue
Yeah.
because it radiates out.
Mm.
So if I'm spitting like doubt to myself, it feels like I attract doubt. or
Mm.
confusion or
Mm.
chaos in a way.
Ooh, that's a
But
word,
whew.
girl. She preach. She preaching. Ooh, that's
But
so true.
being able to like really pause and like ask myself like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
you thought you was down. Yeah, you could be down. But remember what made you feel down so we can work on it later.
Yep.
Work on it now, because
Mm-hmm.
you are deserving of happiness.
Definitely.
That's the word this week. Okay.
I love that.
Yeah. What about you? What has been Inamo saying?
What I've been saying. What my inner self been saying to me. This week, lately, I think first I was gonna say I don't know if it's been saying anything, which is not great because I feel like I should be like kind of like tapping in more and checking in more with that. I feel like I've kind of this week like I was saying I was kind of in a rut. I feel like for the past 2 weeks, so I wasn't really doing much thinking. I think I just felt blah, and I just was like I feel blah, so I'm just gonna just lay here. Then it'll pass eventually. But I guess I feel like before that it's crazy because like I feel like I've like there's been some insecurities that have been coming up that, and I feel like growing up like throughout my entire life I don't really feel like I've dealt with like insecurities much. I feel like I would just go and
Right.
it is what it, but lately I feel like I've been having like some insecurities come up. And like I haven't necessarily been speaking the kindest to myself. Like I be roasting my own self, like, girl, get your life type of thing. But it's I feel like it's rooted in like it doesn't mean it's not me necessarily like talking to myself like being hard on myself or down on myself, but I'll roast my own self in my head and be like, girl, what? You look crazy. Right? And it's like, but that's not necessarily nice. And I think, but it's rooted in insecurity. It's rooted in like something that I'm not necessarily feeling confident in or secure in, but I'll say it in a way that's not like terrible.
Right.
But it's like if I said it to somebody else, they probably would feel away by it.
Right.
So it's like, why am I talking to myself like that? Internally, right? And so it's interesting. Like I think like I don't know what's been going on, but I feel like I gotta figure it out. Because I think like some stuff it'd be like imposter syndrome that comes in. Sometimes it's like
imposter syndrome bully be real.
It do. It do. And it'd be like, it's not even true though. That's the crazy part.
Right.
But, if you sit with it for too long, it can feel real.
You gotta show imposter syndrome the door.
Yeah.
Like, get your shit and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's kind of what's been going on for me. I think yeah, but I've been catching it though. The times when like I feel like I am like roasting my own self. Like I think the other day I said something out loud the other day in front of my mom, and she was like, girl, like
what is you doing?
She was like, why are you saying that? And I was like, it's not true. She was like, no, why would you say that?
Yeah, shout out to mom for checking you.
Right. And so I think it's like it's interesting that what's been going on. I'll be like, I don't know what they call it. Is the quarter life crisis going? I don't know what's going on. It could be hormonal. I don't know what it is, but
it could be the moon.
It could be is it the retrograde? Retrograde?
I don't think there was a retrograde recently.
Oh.
But it was a full moon, and the full moon in Virgo was said to be about releasing and feeling a lot. Like it could have been intense if you got a lot of Virgo in your chart, maybe.
Yikes.
But also I don't know what I'm talking about. I just, TikTok be
no, literally
be saying things.
I'm like, do I have Virgo in my chart? I don't know what's in my chart. I might have Virgo in there though. I'm not a Virgo.
But yeah, it's not just impacting Virgo, but I know it was impacting a couple of signs. Like I know the Gemini was supposed to be impacted, but and I only knew because I checked it because I'm a Gemini, but I don't know anything. Hey, shout out to the Gemini.
Oh, you're Gemini? Hey, Wolf, come on, Gemini. What's the birthdays?
May 29th for me.
Ooh, a May Gemini.
Yep.
June 15th. Yeah.
Y'all the real Geminis.
Oh.
I know this May Gemini not talking.
Y'all when people talk about us, they really mean them.
No.
No.
Nah, they be really talking about
You
the
know y'all
May
Geminis get a bad rep. Y'all know that, right?
Horrible.
If we gotta,
I be so scared. I'm
It's
like,
just
who I'm
be-
getting today?
it's the haters.
But no, Wolf has been consistently the
Consistent.
same
Nice
since,
guy.
since I've met him from day one.
Okay, shout
About
out
a
to
year
Wolf.
now.
Yeah.
Whole 300 days. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But most Geminis that I know are, you don't know who you gonna get.
I hope
But
I'm
Nikki,
not in that category.
no, Nikki,
Okay.
Nikki, you're great. But I feel like I've seen different aspects of your personality,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
you've seen me.
ooh,
You've
there's
seen
levels to
all of
this.
me.
There's
Yes.
levels to this, but I'm here for it. Like I'm here for it.
She's here for
I'm
the
not
Six
running.
Flags.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for Six Flags, Dorney Park, wherever we're going. Wherever we're going, you know, like. But
We're
there's
here
some.
for a ride.
There's some where it's like I gotta get away.
Yeah, yeah.
You-
I
you-
mean, yeah.
You haven't been that though. It's been
Thank you.
yeah.
No, it's all good.
I
I know we Geminis could be very interesting.
Mhm.
Like I know for me, like I tend to be up in the clouds sometimes, because that's like my defense mechanism. If I
Mm.
don't know what's going on, then it can't impact me.
Mm,
I just like, okay, what's
mm.
going on? I'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
But also it can be a lot because I overthink a lot. So
Mm.
yeah,
Interesting.
like I guess it's an air sign thing. I don't know.
Mm. Does that sound like anything that's true to you, Rolf? I don't know if you're into
As far as
signs.
like being up in,
yeah, like being kind of up in the clouds, or
Yeah.
if you don't know what's going on, you okay with not knowing?
well,
Like, what's air sign qualities for you? You think?
being highly adaptable
Mm.
for sure.
Mhm.
Like, a lot of things are out of your control in life just in general. And so when you find yourself in a situation that's not going the way you've seen it in your mind, I think I can very quickly become comfortable with the idea, like, you know what, this is going to look a little different than
Mm.
Yeah.
what I expected out of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that just helps because for the things that you can't control, you can continue to just hit your head against something like, when will it change? When will it change? And it's like, it's not, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So become comfortable with the fact that it's different. So
Yeah.
I would say adaptability is the best attribute of being an air sign, I think.
Love that.
Okay,
Love
Wolf
that.
dropping the gem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
facts.
such a healthy like glass half full thought
For sure.
process.
For sure.
Right.
That's
Because the
what it
other
is.
side of that is just like you said, hitting your head against the wall and hoping that
Mhm.
something different happens. When
I mean, man, and
Happening.
you'll do that for a whole year just to realize you could have came to this solution day one
yeah.
Right.
if you wanted to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, this is true.
Mhm.
This is true. I feel like we, as humans, sometimes focus on the solution being the right solution,
Mm.
but sometimes the solution that may not work brings us closer to the answer that we needed.
Mm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
But instead, we kind of stick to our cycle. We stick to like
What's comfortable.
yeah, we stick to what's comfortable, even though it brings so much discomfort.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
And sometimes no solution
Mhm.
is the answer.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. We all need help.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sometimes no solution is the answer.
Yeah.
Like, like sometimes I think people find comfort in like a definitive
Yeah.
thing, but it's like sometimes the
Mm-hmm.
we don't know
Right.
Yeah.
is the answer.
The agree to disagree is the answer.
Exactly.
For sure.
Really.
It's giving a lot of Gemini energy in here.
Hey man, you see what happened? You see
Ready
what
to
happened?
show up.
Okay. I like it though. I'm here for it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And y'all know I'm a water sign, so water.
Yeah, water, air, we both flowing.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're flowing.
Mhm.
Okay, powerful energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, and I think we'll end with one more.
Okay.
Oh, how does someone demonstrate their love and care for you? How can someone demonstrate their love and care for you? Like, how do you feel loved? What can someone do to show you that?
Mm-hmm. We tapping into love languages. That's one of my favorite topics.
Let's tap into it. Yep, I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, for me, I feel like my love language is words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Because I know I get self-sabotage with words of affirmation for myself, or like lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody knows me and knows to kind of like speak life, or know when to let me speak,
Yeah.
kind of let me kind of talk everything out so I can make sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll have my little, like, I guess, like, anxiety moment or meltdown, but I know I'm gonna have a solution.
Yeah.
I just have to talk it out. I have to feel it out. I have to let it out.
Mm-hmm.
So someone giving me that space
Yeah.
and knowing when to tap in and show up in that way,
Yeah.
that means everything to me.
Yeah.
Like, what? Who told you that this is like how to love me? And that's not only in, like, romantic relationship. That's in family and friend relationships as well.
Yeah.
Being able to celebrate and just like, you go, girl.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if nobody told you, but have a good day because you
Love it.
deserve it. Moments like that mean the world to me.
Yeah.
Just speaking life into one another.
Love it.
And I'll definitely say quality time because I do tend to, I don't want to say isolate, but I sometimes need time for myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a Gemini thing or what, because I could be around people
Yeah.
and I have so much fun.
Yeah.
But like, it sometimes takes my energy. So
For
I have
sure.
to kind of like recharge my social battery.
Yeah.
But also sometimes charging my social battery means being with people. So just knowing the difference of when
Yeah.
that's necessary. And like, I love my me time.
Yes.
Just literally sitting on my couch,
Yes.
watching some anime,
Absolutely.
or just like eating some poke. Like, I just
Come on,
enjoy
poke.
those. Girl, I love me some poke.
Oh, I haven't had poke in a while.
Girl, you talking about poke?
We getting poke after?
I think so. I love me some poke, but just like, yes, like speaking life
Yeah.
to one another. And what I really enjoy is those random conversations, like out of nowhere. And we talking about like what it would be like if we lived on Mars and stuff like that, like entertaining me like that, and not thinking I'm like talking crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I
think that is really how you love me.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I think I like talking sometimes.
Yeah.
And just like affirming like, yo, no, you're dope. Like,
yes.
And that's how I show love as well. Like, at least try.
No, you do. Nikki's so sweet. I say that all the time. You are. For sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And it's unfortunate though that sometimes the way that we show love to others, they can't give us back because
they don't know.
They don't know.
Yeah, I chalk it up to they don't know.
Yeah,
and that's okay because they know how to love in their way.
Yep.
Or what they were taught.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you just depending on it, like if we grew up in that tough love environment.
Yeah.
Like, I think, for example, my dad shows me he's proud of me without saying it. And sometimes I look for it, but that's probably not his love language.
Right.
Or they don't even talk about love languages in Barbados. So,
Right.
like they don't really see it the way I do. So I kind of like, it teaches me to be more patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good, girl.
What about you? We want to know.
My love language or how I feel loved?
Yeah.
I feel like I was fully agreeing. I was like on that road with you. I think I feel loved when I feel heard. I think I said this on like I might have said this on like two episodes already. Because we were doing this icebreaker, and I think I feel loved when I feel heard. Because I feel like I think throughout my life I felt misunderstood a lot because I think I don't know what the reason is why I felt like why I've been misunderstood. Or I felt like people didn't understand a lot of times where I was coming from. And so I think a lot of times it could just be like sometimes people don't listen to understand. They listen to be able to like, just jump on the first thing you say and pick it apart or whatever, right? And then sometimes it's just like people just not really listening, right? And so I think when I walk away from a conversation feeling heard and understood, I feel loved, and it makes me feel good. And then ultimately I feel like, wow, like this person, they care about me.
Yes.
Because they heard what I said and they actually listened to what I said versus, just not like hearing it through whatever filter
Right.
it is that they're, like,
Right. Almost like jumping to conclusions.
yeah, which could be projection. It could be just, a lot of
Mhm.
times that's what it is. So I think like that makes me feel loved. And for my love language too, I think it's similar. I believe the last time I took, because they have the quiz for it.
Yes.
The last time I took the quiz, it was the top two were words of affirmation and quality time for me.
Okay,
So
twin.
we twins in that, for sure. So yeah, I think like when people speak life into me, because a lot of times like, those moments of like self-doubt, imposter syndrome,
Mhm.
me roasting
Mhm.
my own self in my head, that comes up, right? So when people kind of like affirm me, or just say like, no, you're doing great,
Yes.
that kind of like makes me feel like, wow, like I
Yeah.
take it to heart. Like if when people speak to me,
Yeah.
and that's probably like why, like even just being in this profession, like the mental health
For
field,
sure.
like I take what people say seriously,
For
unless they tell me they joking, like I take
Right.
what people say seriously.
Right.
And so if you tell me something, I'm gonna try to take you I'm taking you seriously. And so like if you tell me like you're doing great, I'm proud of you, you should be proud of yourself. That helps me to be like, you know what? Maybe I should. Maybe I should be more proud of myself. I am proud of myself, but there are moments where I just forget about all of that. I'm just working, going.
Right.
And I don't even take that time to, pour back into me or
Mhm.
show myself the love that, other people do. Because people show me love, a lot of love. And I appreciate it. But I'm like, I want to give myself that love like every day, And so
You deserve it.
thank you, darling. Thank you. And so yeah, like that's why when I say Nikki sweet, like she really, you do that. You do. You say like kind things and sweet things all the time. And I think it's like it doesn't go unnoticed for sure. And quality time, it's like spending time together. That's really how, I feel like I foster like relationships really. If we're
For
not really
sure.
spending QT, like I don't know how,
Yeah.
like I feel loved like if we spend time together, whatever that is. It could be
Right.
it could be turn up, it could be fun, it could be chill.
Right.
But being able to spend time together, I feel like that's how you really get to see like those different attributes and elements
For
of a
sure.
person.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, if you want to spend time with me, like, yeah, I feel loved for sure. Like, you want to spend time with me? Let alone me. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You a star.
Thank you, darling.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody is like, it's a privilege when they get to spend time with you.
Oh, period.
Per.
Period. That part. And right back at you. Like, this everything you saying, it's a mirror. Back and forth.
Period.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speak on it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Nikki, for participating in this. This it was a lot of questions, but I think these were all
Yeah.
really good to kind of just give, the listeners a chance to get to know you better.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we started off the episode, letting them know like you are a therapist. And are you taking any new clients right now?
Yes, I'm currently taking new clients. So you can follow me at Ginger Ale Won't Fix This on Instagram. I'm also on Headway and Alma if your insurance is accepted on those platforms.
Come on, insurance.
Yes.
She taking insurance, y'all.
Taking
See, I'm gonna pay
insurance.
if you have
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah. Take advantage of that insurance, all right?
Yes.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm paying for it anyway.
That part.
But yes, it's honestly, it's a blessing. I'm grateful
Yeah.
to be here. I'm grateful from the moment that we met.
Yes.
Another Black female therapist in the field.
Yes.
We out here killing it.
Definitely.
Right? Queens get the money.
Oh, for
And we're
sure.
Queens from Queens.
We're queens from Queens.
So
okay?
I'm truly grateful.
Best borough in New York.
I mean,
in case anybody wants to debate, let's talk about it.
I don't want them coming for us.
They're gonna come for us. They're gonna come for us for sure. Yeah.
But yes, no. I mean, being from New York, period, is amazing.
Oh, definitely. Shout out to the whole New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
New York City. I don't
City.
know about upstate, but
definitely New York City.
Yes.
The 5 boroughs.
yes.
That doesn't include Long Island, but they honorary. They honorary.
But yes, no, it's truly a blessing. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
I had a time like we always do.
We always do.
And yes, this is just like a reminder. Like, I am so grateful for the position of being able to be a therapist.
Yeah.
But I'm also grateful for my culture, and I'm grateful to have this sense of knowing that I can do therapy and I can also live my life to the
Yeah.
fullest.
Sure can.
Yeah. So shout out to Soka.
Shout out to Soka.
period.
Yeah, and shout out to you for even you really got me more into soca, I feel like.
Hey.
And so I love that for me. I love that for this summer and the turn up that will continue, will
We
commence.
outside this summer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And thank you so much again, your Mental Matters podcast, guys.
Yes.
Follow, subscribe, share, all the good stuff. And thank you so much for all the support.
Yes.
We're out.